Do you see the pandemic being under control by midsummer?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I kind of feel like it might be the same thing again, but I mean, we don't know until it really happens, right? I think like everyone kind of hiding and then being exposed again, like it's bound to happen. But with the vaccines, like they're expecting it to be lower.
We're almost in midsummer now. I would say no, not really. I think we're doing it on the right track, and I think once we start to lift some of the restrictions, that we might actually start to see a fourth wave. That's happening at other places in the world. So
yes, I do. Because our numbers are decreasing, and our vaccinations are doubling.
Under control by midsummer? I don't think so. I don't think that's very realistic, just with all of the different waves going on, even when we thought it was under control. I think we have to be realistic on this topic for sure.
I have to agree. I think we kind of struggle with the gradually going back into things, and we kind of do all or nothing. So I think it's just kind of end up causing another wave.
Yes, I think so. I think.
Why do you say that? Why?
Because like all the numbers are going down, people get vaccinated. So I think we're in the good path.
I think that will be controlled, like if everybody got the vaccine, you know, like a lot of things be happening these days now. People dying without the vaccine, you know. Like if they give everybody the vaccine, like it's gonna be much nice. And some people don't want to get the vaccine because they are really scared, you know, that if they got the vaccine and that they might go home, they got sick or something happen to them. But I think it will be good if everybody got it.
I think that in certain pockets, the pandemic will seem under control, and I am hopeful. I'm very hopeful that it will be, but it's a cautious optimism.
I hope that the pandemic is more under control by midsummer, but it's hard to say. I think our vaccine approach is picking up a little bit with the age groups opening up, so I'm hopeful that we can live maybe a more normal life, but I think it's still going to be around for a while.
Well, I keep thinking July 1st sounds like a good way to celebrate everything. So I'm crossing my fingers that that is also the end of the majority of the restriction. I would love to be able to travel again in the fall and go see my kids on the West Coast, and go see my mother in Quebec, and even our nephews and nieces in New Brunswick, who we haven't seen for a long time.
I hope so. In this province, I think we've come at it in a strong way, and you know, I think the numbers are starting to go down now. Higher vaccines, younger people like myself can now eligible to get vaccinated. So hopefully, if everything keeps going the same, then you know, a month from now, 2 months from now, we should be back to normal.
I wouldn't say it would be under control. I think we might be doing a little bit better. The cases are going down, but I would say it's going to be a while before we get back to normal at all.
I'm hopeful that we can move towards some lessening of restrictions and have some closeness with people and a bit more normalcy. So fingers crossed for the summer.
I do. Yeah, I think we're in a way better place than we were last summer. Last summer at this point, we also handled it relatively well, and we didn't have vaccines. So going forward, I think we're going to actually see that light, get to that light.
No. Because the case numbers, I guess continuing inequality for vaccines. I feel for all the communities in Manitoba right now that are still struggling to figure out how they're going to get it. I mean, I have high hopes, but I don't know. I don't have confidence that it'll be back to normal yet.
Yeah.
Why's that?
I think enough people are being vaccinated. I think the rollout it seems to be very successful. And I just think, yeah.
If more people start actually taking it seriously, yes.
I'm really optimistic. I want to say yes, but with all the variants, with how close people are getting, like I think once they ease everything and once people start piling back in together in big groups, it might go back up, but a lot of it's going to be outdoors, right? So it's hard to tell. I think being hopeful is important.
I don't really know what under control would be. I don't think it's actually going to be under control, no. I think we're just going to deal with it.
I hope so. But I think in Quebec it might be because of all the vaccines they're providing. So I think maybe in Quebec, I'm sure it's not going to be under control in the world, but maybe in Quebec, yeah.
No.
Why not?
because like with everything I said about like the vaccine, like we don't know how much efficient the vaccine is. We don't know nothing about like how like the borders are going to reopen or not. So I feel like there are too many variables in the short term happening that we can't say like this summer, which is in 3 months, that everything going to be back in order. I feel like it's too soon.